Hello, everybody. My name is Yaroslav, and today we are going to have a beautiful podcast with Tetiana. And we are waiting for Tetiana to join, and Tetiana is here. Tetiana, please request to join, or I will invite. And let's see. Yay! We are here.
Hello, my goodness, I'm so happy to see you again.
It's been so long.
I
know.
Yes, it's been a long time, so it's about time to smile
myself
again.
nicely. Yeah, let's do it this way.
I think we can see each other, right? There you go.
Yeah, we need to do it more often, for us to interact a little bit more. Oh, this way I will be in the center. I have my beautiful picture with the table over there. It's for me, it's already a tradition from time to time, to have this beautiful discussion, this beautiful picture, a round table. Yay.
So what does this picture mean to you?
What does what mean to me?
What does this picture mean to you? Why does it have this significant value?
Home. One word. Home. And it's actually, if you take a look at this picture like this, people can say, this way, yeah. People can say it's like a restaurant or something like this, but in my case, it's like a home, and home, it's planet Earth, and planet Earth in different type of energy, and this is something that we are going to talk today about. And today we have a beautiful topic to talk about, that took us time actually to define it, right? Like how we will say it,
right.
in English.
How are we going to introduce this? Okay, so you guys, in full disclosure, this topic was suggested by Yaroslav.
Yes.
So I decided to go live with you guys because I just had a very strong desire to sound. Usually I sound through music, but this time around it was just a very strong desire to share something. And just as always, in the flow, the topic was born. And I actually have been thinking about that, especially how to choose a coach, a life coach, and in this case, spirituality facilitator. It's a really interesting topic, especially if you are lost in the sea of information and you're looking for answers.
Right. And right now the information is all over the place, like me, honestly, right now we are having our podcast on Instagram, and thank you for joining. Anita joined us. This actually the daughter of my classmate.
Thank you so much for joining. We're so happy to see you.
Yeah, we just had garage sale together. We were doing together. We actually made quite a good money, Like a lot of people came and bought a few things that we were selling. I have a beautiful stone collection. So yeah, it was so nice. So Anita, I'm hosting, they just moved to separate house. They came from Ukraine. Like months and a half ago. Now I helped them to move like 2 days ago into their apartment. Now they have a separate apartment and so on. And today Anita just made her first money.
Yeah. Yes, I see Tetiana joined too. I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah. We have a lot of beautiful people, a lot of beautiful souls joining us, and some people will listen to us later on. And, we're living in the world of information, Tetiana. We started to talk. And sometimes I just open Instagram, I just open some other social networks, and I can see people like spreading the information all over the place and offering their thing. And sometimes let's introduce maybe ourselves a little bit. And I will say a few words about myself. And people ask me to define me who I am. Right now I do promote myself in these days, but I promote myself as a very simple word, mystery. Like you can see the healer of the woman's heart, in Russian целитель женской души, and so on. You can see a different way. But, all the studies that I put into myself, like especially during the last 10 years, I said that, I don't want to expose myself too much, and I enjoy it. I would be honest with you. And the information, if I'm providing any of it, and you see I'm changing the vibration a little bit, people who are coming to me, it's actually coaches, minimum coaches who are coming to me and actually asking for my advice. This is what I have noticed. At the time when we got to know each other, when we studied or participated in the course, I should say, together, in one of them, the lady mentioned, called me colleague. I said, me colleague? What are you talking about? And person, who's very respected, right? And right now, I understand what she was talking about, and I feel what I give. Now, who I am? my main job, I'm working, let's say, Bell Canada, let's say, this telecommunications. But there I'm doing automation. But what I like to do, all the other things, people just came to me and I was showing to them these beautiful things, and just those things that resonate with different energy and being able to select which stone correspond to each person, and they were enjoying it, And when I'm giving my consultation, basically, I like to give a stone as a present. Mm-hmm. Because just for person to maintain this type of energy and to make it easier. And where different people, Chinese people, Russian speaking guy came to me and he's saying, listen, this and talking. So listen, very simple. So I feel in your energy that you need something to relax, and especially when you come in somebody vibration. But by the way, pay attention. If I have blue color behind you, I'm going to talk about it. And I'm giving to the guy the beautiful blue small stone.
Okay, so we now are going to see Yaroslav's collection of stones, yes, everybody.
Exactly. I gave him this little thing, and you know why? Because in this vibration, let me just show it again because it was too fast. In this vibration of this blue stone, what I felt, he needs a sky. And I see the guy from time to time, he's my neighbor, like one of the houses here. So you're running outside. And he's working, fixing different electronics inside the houses. I say, listen, when you come inside the house, and he feels the energy, you can feel it. Because people, when they're running and so on, they need to maintain it. So listen, just hold the stone inside your hand. The moment he just touched the stone, I see how his entire internal feeling changes from inside, And the guy literally thanked me. I didn't ask for money. I just gave him as a present, And he continued. And I know when he goes inside the house and fixes something and some lady, let's say, says, oh, this, that, people have different moods. For him, just to hold the stone, it will be enough for him just to remember this vibration. So my answer is, who am I? Mystery. I don't know what I do. I just described a few examples what I do, but and I using different techniques, different instruments, but the most important thing is vibration. Tetiana, tell about yourself. What do you do?
What do I do? What do I do in this world? My goodness, let's find out. Well, to see it more clearly, as always, we are, multidimensional people. So that means we have different interests and different professional avenues. What I have been doing is or working in a field of musical coaching. And it's very interesting how very early on it transformed from musical and performance, and that's why I call myself a performance coach, to also energy and confidence, because you cannot really perform with a great impact if you do not have confidence and if you're not connected with what you're performing. In this case, music, if you're a public speaker and it's public speaking. So in that case, you are going to have to learn how to get to a certain state and at a certain energy state so that you can transmit what you need to while performing. Like I said, whether it is public speaking or whether it is, in my case, music. So obviously, me and you both have a very extensive background in spirituality. Otherwise, we wouldn't have raised this topic in the first place. So it's like secrets. There's so in one person. And this one of the things that I like to explore is how to empower women, how to show them what they're capable of, and how to shed the confidence issues so that they truly shine.
And like once again, like what I feel in your vibration, I don't know how much people feel it right now, and those who are going to feel it in recording, What I was saying, I was showing to you, let's say, stones. What Tetiana was talking to you, she was talking to you about music. And what we are going to talk today, we are going to talk about, let's say, coaching. But coaching, it's going to be the word that everything will come towards it. And we'll talk about the vibration of person, how to choose the right coach, and the amount of information, and who is the right person for you. Each and every individual. I'll not even talk like money, maybe we'll touch a little bit how much it should cost and so on, what should be the energy exchange. We might talk about those things. Tetiana, you made a big list of things, like you all ask questions today, you said.
My big list of things. Oh, it is so scary, so scary. Let's just go ahead and throw away the list. The only two topics that I would like to touch generally in this podcast is from the side of coaches themselves, what it is like to be a spiritual coach or a facilitator. And on the flip side, what it is like and how to choose that one right coach for you so that you don't make a mistake, or you think you make a mistake, or so you don't get disappointed. Like, I thought it was one thing and it just turned out to be a complete crap. Oh, sorry, my language.
I would say this way, we were talking about music, like, and I know you already for quite a long time, I think for ages, I don't know, many lifetimes and so on, I can even say, and I feel this connection, like, and the beauty that you shine with, like, and now you're going into this field of coaching and doing those things, like, I would say you're a coach already since almost, I don't know, whatever age you are, because you're coaching through your education of the kids through the music, and you're using already this this technique of being with people. Lena, more and more people are joining us.
Hi, you guys.
Yeah, and what I want to mention is that your way of teaching kids and adults and just being a performer who you are, it's already a coaching, And
of course, yes, yeah. When they come to me, they think they come for music or certain aspects of it or performance, but they just don't know. In reality, it's when you work with energies and you live a totally different life, you actually bring up all of those sides in those kids and adults too. And then they come to me, oh my goodness, I just wanted to play and I want to perform. I want to be a musician. I want to be a songwriter. I want to be on stage. I want this and that and the other. And a lot of people face those issues of confidence and not believing in themselves and not thinking they're worthy or whatnot. And it's so much fun to bring up the light in them. So much fun.
Absolutely. And how it happens, the process. Can you tell me a little bit, how do you feel it? I'll tell you later on my version, just for people to know how to choose, because how the process works, Like me, I'm coming to you. Let's say, I say, Tetiana, I want to study how to play music, or I'm, when I was younger, I always liked to sing, and I really like to sing. Sometimes I do karaoke. What you can do for me? Like, how does it feel? And I see, like, I'm a little bit, lately in my life, I'm going through this. Let's say I'm going through that, and tell me, how can you help me?
Oh, that's so interesting. Well, for example, if a person comes to me and they have a pageant or they have a huge performance and they cannot find a sound for it, or they beginning from the zero. I've had those clients as well, beginning from a complete zero. As a performer, you always look, or songwriter in my case, I always look into connecting with music. You never just sit at the instrument and just play. Because if you just play, it's just going to be that mechanical playing. You need to bring up the soul in this playing. And then that soul comes from it's a movement of your body, because you're moving with your hands, obviously. It's connecting with the deeper meaning of music so that you are becoming a channel. That's what it is. And it's just so similar in spirituality and coaching. Whenever they're just starting to channel, and you see that it's we're going to touch this subject as well. It's just so much fun and so interesting how this process happens whenever you're starting to channel as a coach. And so the same thing with me and music. As a performer, I start to channel. And believe me, I will know if you're playing in front of me and you're just mechanically playing what you're playing, because you got to connect with your audience. You got to inspire them. You got to light up, and you got to leave the impression of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to ask you, you just felt it, I just transitioned it, like telepathically, and that's what you already answered, because my question to you was basically, like, maybe you can expand a little bit more. Let's say I'm a teenager, let's say I'm a close guy, or let's say I'm adult and I'm a close guy, and I don't know what you will tell me, like, in order to open me up, like, you see me, let's say I'm Yaroslav, I'm coming to you and say, listen, I love to sing karaoke, I love to do this, how you will approach me, just for people to feel your energy, how you would do it to me, because a lot of times what I notice, people just talk during their podcast, this, that, and, like, general statements. Your beauty, absolutely, like, I really believe in it, just connecting with your energy. It's basically connecting with your energy. This is the beauty, because so much in interaction with you, you have so much to give. And let's do a role play a little bit. Let's say I am Yaroslav, I'm coming to you and saying, listen, I'm going through so many things right now. I am tired, and it's actually, it was very sunny in Montreal, and direct sound for me sometimes doesn't go well. Let's say, what you would do to me, like what you would tell me, either as a coach or as with the music,
Right.
how you would approach me. Yeah.
Right. Well, every time I say, okay, let's get specific, I would approach you. Are you sure you just want to sing karaoke? All right. So if I would approach you or anybody, I would start with what is that you want? I mean, you came to me with a specific goal, right? Whether it's a life-changing goal or in this case, karaoke, right? I would ask you, what is it that you want in your performance? What is it? Do you want to sing in
I
clubs?
want this piano, I would tell you. I would look at this piano. I would look the environment that you're creating, because I'm coming to you, to your vibration. You know, I see this beauty around you. So listen, can I try to press this key?
Right.
Because
what is that you want to achieve with that piano? What do you need?
I don't know. I was always actually, I'm honest right now. Like I only know how to play with one hand. I learned how to play lambada with one hand. Happy birthday to you. I learned how to play, and maybe a few more melodies. And one of them that I wrote the words and the guy wrote the melody. This is, I used to know how to do it. But
well,
for me,
you know what? We're going to fast forward about 10 minutes of our conversation, and I'll tell you what happens usually whenever I actually get to the core. And when you get to the core, and it's always emotions that a person is trying to achieve. The person is trying to achieve a certain state, because blah, 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 music, want to play, all of these things. But if you really dig in, they just want to get to a certain inspiration state. They want to sound. If they want to sing and play, they want to sound. They want to express themselves. And when they want to express themselves, what do they express? They express feelings and emotions. And so we do that, whether connecting with their voice, and it's a whole lot of different work, because opening up and being able to sound, it brings a lot of vulnerability. And so it's a certain work with, because even with the voice coaching, which I've done as well, with the voice coaching is the same thing. It's one thing is to sing, and you can sing technically well, but are you going to touch people's soul strings? You are going to do that whenever your sound goes from your heart. Yes, you are going to get technical, but at the same time, if you're not feeling it, they're not going to feel it. They're going to feel, oh, okay, it's just, technical singing. So the same with the piano. People come to me and they say, oh, I want to play the piano. I always go to the core. Why? What's your reasoning? What's your why? When they come to me for confidence, what's your why? What is that inspires you? What's your passion that you are willing to unlock, and you're so afraid to do that? Because we live with our desires, whether you want it or not. We're here not to suffer. We are here to expand, to open up, to bring beauty, to understand what we are. And so we do that through different things, and one of them is music.
I will translate it into my language, how I talk, and it's very simple, what you just said, and it's so beautiful. This is actually the key, I would call it. What is emotions? It's energy in motion, right? And people who are coming into your vibration, and like I come to you, let's say, and I'm afraid to play piano. Maybe one day I will come, and I really want to come and just to enjoy and to feel it, by the way, thank you, Lena, for your comment. So wonderful to know your soul sounds in this world. Yeah, thank you. So beautiful. And me, I'm coming, let's say, and I'm afraid, let's say, to press these keys, and what you're giving to me, you're helping me to allow the energy to flow. And basically, this is the most important thing. Like you call it feeling. You need the person who you come into, you need to feel it. And it's so easy to do it in your vibration time, Tetiana. It's like when you're coming, it's impossible not to feel it and just to allow it. And I'm so happy, to see that you're expanding, because adults, like literally, like right now, it just came to me that for me as an adult, like to unfold the stuck energy, the music helps me a lot. and I noticed, okay, what can I do? Like, I can put some music. Let's say I like music of Robert Coxon, for example, to relax, or some other meditation music that I can put on. If I want to put something faster, let's say when I'm doing sports, I can put something like like this, you know, just to allow me to do some sport. So I adjust my music. Sometimes I can put some type of Russian music, what I like. Sometimes I can put your music, by the way, when I need kind of let me boost myself. You have amazing channel, you know, and with so much voice and so much energy in it, you know. I have another person that I can put your music, you know, who is also composer and a performer. So, and I'm choosing, there's so much power. So when an adult comes to your vibration and is willing, and the adult who would like to unfold and has the vibration of creativity inside of him, so you can introduce this like music as part of the treatment, like as part of coaching, I should say.
Yes.
What do you think about this? Yeah, do you do it? Like, what's your opinion?
It's really interesting because my own path in musical field and self-development is really deeply connected, because there was a period of time when I really wanted to be a successful person, like in my band, for example. And but you know what? It's always that struggle. You want to be seen, but at the same time, you're so shy and you're so doubtful whether you're good enough or whether you deserve to be in the spotlight, or you go to a comparisonitis stage, right? So when you're comparing yourself to other successful people, and you keep forgetting that you yourself have this unique energy, unique vibration, and people go to you for your unique sound, for your unique self-expression. And that's what people forget to actually think about it, that we are all unique, even though our problems are a lot alike. But finding your own voice, both literally and metaphorically, that's what counts. And so to me, it actually has been such a long journey. And when first I learned the technicality, well, the piano, the soul has always been there, but the voice, I struggled with the voice quite a bit, believe it or not, I did. And so I did learn the technical side of it, and that was wonderful, that helped me out. But it's not until I realized how to, and learned, by the way, that's why we come to spiritual or other coaches, we want to learn. So that's not until I learned how to actually deliver your soul with your voice. It's not really about technicality. You can be technically so, but it's all of the nonverbal that counts. And that's what whenever I coach people for their vocal performances, technical side is one of it. It's allowing yourself to sound the way that it connects with the deepest strings in your listeners' hearts. It's projecting your own voice so that you truly connect with the listeners, and it's connecting with them as well. And so once you get to unlock that side, that's it. That's the winning strategy. If you can call it a strategy,
you know,
that becomes channeling.
I remember one time I had to perform somewhere. I don't remember. Like, I'm participating in some different strange places. Like, you know, I'm doing sometimes like readings and so on. It used to be one of the courses or something like this. And I remember we spoke, and for me, and I was a little bit worried. I remember before that performance or reading, whatever it was, we spoke. I went there, like I'm talking to, I don't know, like to a friend, like, I don't know, sitting at the table, somebody that I know for a million years. One of your strongest parts, you know, this is what I feel, you know, you just give this type of confidence of being able to stand in front of, let's call it crowd, interacting with the crowd, and in the creativity mode, either it's singing, or in my case, it was something else. It was, Anya. There are beautiful people from Boston joining us, Anna.
So nice. Hello, Boston.
Yeah. You can say where you are from, you know, like you say we have United States here, right? Tanya, remind me, how was the...
We are learning, we are actually reading your comments, and it's just so inspiring to see people here joining. And if you are resonating with what we are talking about, I see hearts. That is so great. Yes, I'm from the United States. New York. Yes, I've been literally sending a bunch of vibrational messages to New York right now. I have very special people living there in New York.
So beautiful, so beautiful. So we have connection of North America right now, but also from the Europe. We have people over here. So it's people are joining from all over the world, and it's so nice. So we were talking about a few things, and what was the last one? See, I just got a sideline. Okay, I was talking about you, Tatiana. I was talking about your energy and how you motivated me, just by the energy of your voice, to transition to the next level by your vibration. So from my perspective,
that's exactly, yes. I'm gonna bring this topic. That's exactly what I'm here for, and that's exactly what inspires me so much, because one of the qualities that I've always had is I see people's potential. Like, they could be whatever, poor, rich, unsuccessful, but I see their potential and I see the beauty of them, and it's immediately, I just want to bring it up. It brings me so much excitement. Oh, I see this. We just got to unlock this in you. So that's what
absolutely. And this is what, in my opinion, the real coaching is. I know we will talk about a few other things, but people like to give different names, just for others, just to understand. But in these days, what's happening in the world, it's people give too many labels. And those people who yesterday were doing whatever they were doing, today call themselves coaches or give themselves different titles of whatever it is. And opening the Instagram with so many people, it's so difficult to understand who should I talk to, And and being around the right person, you cannot get confused. You just understand that this person who is next to you, this is the person in whose vibration you can go to the next level. And it doesn't necessarily means that if you come, I would say the opposite way. Sometimes when you come to study music, you can actually find the life coach who can take you to the next level. And it can be the opposite too. And it can be the opposite way too. Sometimes people come to me and I'm doing a few different things, even at my main work, what I'm doing. People come to me, they know that I brainwash them. Sorry for this expression, but literally just to work in the specific way and the rules. And this is the way some people don't survive in my vibration. And even when I'm consulting, like first 15 minutes, I'm just talking to the person. I will not take this responsibility on myself, just, let's take money and just let's have a person go in and do whatever I will say and I will do. I saw so many expensive people, and what I did in my life, I paid a lot of money to see different coaches, let's call it this way, or different people who transform their vibration. I took everything from every interaction, but I wanted to develop myself to be the best version of myself in order to do this type of job. And people that I saw, the biggest problem was people were saying, okay, just come to me without initial interaction, I will do everything that I will do. It's either didn't work from my way or from another person's way. A lot of times it happened. But sometimes for me it was enough just to see person Instagram, just to say, yeah, this person I want to interact with. Or somebody who tells me, like I have this ability, when somebody pronounce somebody else's name, I can already read the vibration of the person and just to connect things together. And what I'm trying to say is, if somebody is going to choose somebody, you need to go from this vibration, from this feeling, like you mentioned, from inside, that this person can take you to the next level. That's why I'm talking to the person.
Let's talk about that. Definitely. Let's talk about that. One thing I would like to bring up that we all forget, that in this world of information, you're not really choosing information. If you were to choose information, you would be Googling on the internet just fine. You are seeking transformation. That's what you're seeking. And you are choosing. So how do we choose a coach, right? How did I choose my coaches? Because it's not only one. At every stage of your life, what you're doing is that you can unlock only so much. And at different stage of your life, you need a different coach, because you're going to resonate with that person. And in life coaching, we choose not the people who, I'll tell you what to do because I'm so smart. No, it's not because you're so smart. You're actually looking into their experience, how they overcame what you came to them for. Because from that experience, your feelings are born, your success is born, and you are able to deliver that message, and you are able, because you know your client in and out, because you've been there. You've been there, you know how it's like, you know those feelings, and you're able to see that in your client and transform them. Same with, that's why I chose the topic of confidence, because you would see me 10 years ago, you would not believe that person.
Absolutely.
It's a whole different story. That's how much coaching can change you. That's how, and coaching, what you're not taking that responsibility onto your coach. Your coach is there to, well, guide you, and that's why I call it a facilitator. It's just the facilitator that brings it up in you. Your work is what counts. So if you shy away, you're like, I want to be this, that, and the other, but if you're not doing the work, if you're fearful to even look inside, you're not going to get anywhere. So we're all brave here. I would like to applaud to each and every one of you who is seeking, because you are so brave. It could be scary. It could be
absolutely. And you touch base on very important topic that whenever you consult with someone or coaching, like once again, coaching. Yeah, whenever you're interacting with someone, let's say this way, you can do it only from your own experience, something that you went through, you know. And what you just touched base on, like you told about yourself, like 10 years ago, we would not recognize you again. And we are changing all the time. In these days, we also need to say that we are changing a lot, because the pace is so much faster, and so many things are happening in the world and so much faster. And having done it from your own experience, this is the key. So if you approach somebody, like I just had a situation that one guy teaching about relationships and being single in this case, and he's asking and actually the problem was not with the guy, the problem was with the lady, and the lady is coming and asking for help. And whenever it came to the guy, her husband, and the question came, why you are together in this situation? The answer came, he is a coach, and he's talking about relationships. And if she would separate from him, the guy wouldn't be able to continue his practice, because everybody would see that his relationship didn't work out. You know, I'm at that stage of my development, you know, that I can read those things, those discrepancies. You know, I used to study here in Montreal with Mary Swain. She's transitioned to the other world already, like two years ago. But prior to that, you know, when I was studying with her, I couldn't understand it. How this lady, and I used to call her a scanner, you know, and a lot of courses she used to do, like how she can looking at you, just saying specific things and just give you the answer, but from different level of understanding, you know. And for me, it always was a mystery. And people who used to come to study with her, like practitioners, very strong practitioners, used to teach in Canada, going to other places, but mostly it was China and Egypt. She used to go, and I used to help her a little bit with computers and organizing the stuff. And I was exposed to some information, let's say this way, like about I saw what type of questions, in addition to what I was going through. And I was asked how this person is able to do it. And lately, like I didn't tell you that. Now it will be in the live exposure what I'm going through right now. I got introduced to one person, a man, a Russian-speaking man, and he's a doctor. But for the last 20 years, he is called a spiritual doctor. And once again, they recommend spiritual coaching. And this guy, in the same way, like Mary, he's doing it in the same way. Yesterday, we had a webinar, like post-course webinar, let's say this way. And every time when another person asks a question, and I kind of said, no, it's like the Russian game, что, где, когда, like what, when, and so on. Like I said that, okay, what I would say as an answer. And I was so amazed that whatever he was saying, this exactly was going through me. So it's the same field. So it means that I was able to connect to that field, you know, and this guy is talking from multiple dimensions.
So yeah, I mean, for a person who is living the majority of their time in their mind, and they're not even connected to their soul or the source, right? It's like, how did you do this? This is such a mystery. But when you are in a total flow and in a flow of allowance, you just know. It just becomes known to you. For example, I never knew that such great amount of intuition is available to me. I have been in awe of how much intuition has entered into my life for the past probably 3 years, that I rely less and less on reasoning and more or on just feelings. And they're really never wrong as long as you don't doubt about what is that you're going to do. And that brings me to the point of, if you're talking about spiritual coach or spirituality itself, it's always like, when you think about it, okay, it's just like woo-woo juju stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend your crystals. They're so lovely. I love them. But we kind of externalize these things, right? And that's again taking responsibility or not for your own progress. And so we go to people, which is also those people who do tarot cards or runes or crystals. They're also facilitators. They're just using those tools to get to your soul. But at the same time, it's always the three things tied together. You can see that in Christianity or any major religion. It's your soul or your source. It's your mind, because I mean, we're here in our mind for a reason, and it's your body because you live in your body, and you have to learn how to manage all three so that you are a vibrant, connected human being. And it's a wonderful experience that we have here on earth. And nothing is, you know, all of your mistakes or whatever coaches that you chose and they didn't help you, that was there for a reason. I never think it's a mistake. It's a wonderful experience.
I might doubt about this, and I will tell you
Go
why.
ahead.
Yeah, it's experience, and it's definitely, this is the way. Me personally, like I told you, like I took everything, like whatever I could afford for myself, including very expensive people. It just was interesting for me, you know, what I will get in me, like by paying, I don't know, that amount of money, like big amount of money. And right now in the market, there are different people who, some of them cost more, some of them cost less. And I would be honest, like me personally, let's say even now I was selling a few things, you know, I just put little seeds of energy into so many people, like 4 or 5 at least, you know, and it's so beautiful. But now I'm talking compensation. Let's maybe shift to this topic, you know, whenever somebody is choosing.
Compensation.
And how to choose the right guy. And you just touch base on this. There used to be a lady, doesn't have too much money, let's say this way. Maybe, I will not say percentage-wise, but she paid in her case 27,000 rubles. I don't remember how much it was in dollars. It was more than $1,000 for sure. She went, we have in the meantime, a comment from one of your friends, but I will tell about the story. She paid a lot of money. She went to a regressologist in her case. And she came to me, Ayul. A lot of friends are joining us also from USA. Yeah, it looks like,
my people.
Exactly, yeah. And what happened with that lady is very simple thing. You know, she was so overwhelmed, and what I had to do in my vibration is basically, like now I'm changing a little bit my vibration for people basically to see who I am, you know. And I changed my vibration a little bit just to allow that lady first of all to. Can you? Yeah.
I can hear you.
Beautiful. Yeah, I just had to drop it. Yeah, and basically when she came back into when she came to my vibration, when she came from that guy, like the only way for me to work with her, first of all, it was to calm her down, and then to offer her something else. Because what that guy did in her case, and it was very easy for me to read it, he basically understood what was the wrong with her, let's say this way, in her case. But what he did the opposite of what she needed. He actually overwhelmed her. This is what's happening in the world right now, and a lot of people just want to make money. And now I'm going to come to the key thing. I know that some people will tell me, will not like me, especially the classical psychologists and psychiatrists who are getting $250, $300, and $500 for their visit, and they last for so much time. But what is happening is a lot of people like to create a turbulence, attracted using different advertisement, and then to suck the money. This is the tactics how a lot of coaches, so-called, are being taught instead of going from the feeling and just offering themselves, because they cannot do it from the real who they are, but they do it the opposite way. So for
well,
me,
if they don't have it, if they haven't experienced this themselves, how else can they market themselves? That's what they do. They market themselves,
yeah,
and they're selling the just the wrapper, the wonderful shiny. It's a
the
shiny object
concept,
syndrome.
yeah,
That's
the
what it is.
theory, like you said,
Yes.
exactly.
So, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and touch, before we go into the compensation thing, let's go ahead and touch the subject of how do we even choose the spiritual or mindset coach. I'm sure you've had a lot of experience. I know you have taken a lot of courses. I have been different, because from the very, very start, I would connect with a certain person. I seek connection. I seek resonance. And then I decide if I want to take that coaching or if I don't want to take that coaching program. And to me, the more value I see in that, the more I'm willing to pay. And sometimes I'm okay with outrageous amounts of money. Nah, it depends on the person, but it just depends on the value that I see in that coaching. And so anyway, so to me, sometimes I find somebody on YouTube or on social media, and immediately it just catches my attention, which is fine. How they look, how they talk, what their message is. And then I see if I see them second time, third time. Sometimes I research them, sometimes I don't. But I see that the feeling is like this. You're like, oh my goodness, I want to be that person, or I want to have that quality. I want to have that. You get inspired. If you get intimidated, for example, oh, they have this and I don't have that, and you're like feeling all bummed out, that's probably not your choice. That's the shiny object syndrome, especially how to make like $1 million tomorrow, for example, right? So they're pushing your pain points. And at the same time, if they diminish you in any whatever way, it's not your coach. If they inspire you and they bring up all that you think you want to have in your life, that's probably your right coach. And then when you hear them talk, if they resonate and you just feel it, at the feeling thing. I actually have bought the courses that did not help me as well. So I've had that. And upon analyzing it, they were not expensive. So I'm like, oh, whatever. But however, upon analyzing, because I do process and analyze all of the things that happen to me, because, you know, that's how you guys learn. When something happens to you, you know, that proverbial, everything happens for a reason. Well, yes, because energetically and vibrationally, you attract certain things. And if you need to be deceived, it's okay. That's your experience, because you're going to make conclusions out of it. So anyway, I did buy some courses, and that was, I think, when I was creating my own course, and I thought I needed some information, like filler information. Well, guess what? That information has not been practiced, has not been lived through, not brought my personal results. So it's just a burden, and I never used it. I never finished the course. And to me, it never really mattered, even though the packaging was wonderful. That's one of the things. And the other thing about compensation and how much the program costs, there are some programs that are fairly cheap and they're wonderful. But think about that. Whenever you get something for free or get something for very, very cheap, be really honest with you. Are you going to put so much effort in it?
Right.
You probably are not, because this is the thing that we are valuing yourself. This is how you value yourself. And money is just an equivalent of that value. So to me, I actually take pride in buying something expensive and really busting my butt off just to get that result that I want, just to get that transformation. And some of them, yes, they're expensive. And some of them I would ask that coach, oh, you should be charging more.
Right. And this is exactly what people told me. And this is, by the way, what I did lately. I have less clients, but I became very expensive. You know, people who would like to come to me, they will need to pay quite a lot of themselves. But most likely who comes to me, it's the coaches themselves who want to go to the next level. This is basically what's happening with me right now. And I will tell you, like, I will add a little bit on top of what you said. Like, there were a few points. Next time I'll need to write down. But I will try to remember what you said. So first of all, about the value of the course and how much does it cost. Some courses can be expensive and they worth it. Some courses can be, you need to take a look what person gives it to you, what organization gives it to you, and what topic about. It can be, I don't know, numerology, it can be a music course, it can be anything else, it can be pure coaching course. Like I saw so many, and people will talk money also. And we need to remember, like, okay, let me just go sideways a little bit when we're talking money and coaching. Where we live, first of all, we live in the world. What's happening in the world right now? We all see what's happening in the world, right? Let's put it in the context a little bit. What's happening with different currencies right now? We can see what's happening with different currencies right now, right? We can see how much inflation we have in the world. All this is spiritual, by the way, what I'm talking right now about. I'm not talking about financial things. It's all connected with what is going on. Same about the person, what's going on inside his family, inside interaction. Once again, I'm talking from very far, right? I'm not very specific.
It looks like, yes, it looks like
yeah, and I know it's hard sometimes to understand what I'm talking about, but purposely, you know, in the past I used to go talk straight, and when I'm talking straight, some people can get offended. So that's why I'm trying to a little bit, you know, those who are going to listen to, just
you know
hide.
what, I used to also think, oh my goodness, I will offend a lot of people, but you know what, the people who will resonate with you, yeah, and will catch your wave, so to say, those will stay. And the other ones, it's okay, it's your choice if you're offended. It's not like we are purposefully offending people. Yeah. You must understand that it is your opinion that you're expressing, and yes, it's all right if somebody disagrees with that.
We are coming to the world. I will try a little bit. We are coming to the world, we are approaching the world when relying on the system can be vital for people. Only on the system. People need, first of all, to connect to themselves and to rely on themselves. What you say, in your words, confidence. That's why you are so amazing, why people should approach people like you. And what you offer, either through music or through your coaching, it's the key thing to the future world. And when I'm saying future world, because of the world changing so much and in such a fast pace, it's what will happen in the next few months. Basically, next spring, we are not going to see the same currency as we see right now. At least it will not represent the same value as we see right now. Or the buying power will be far from being able to do it. Because in the end of the day, what's happening in the world right now, it's happening the game and power game between one part of population of the world and another. And the only way out for a regular person, simple person, is to get a self-confidence. That's exactly what you're saying. And to be rooted in connected what you do. But rooted and connected from that set of mind when person is right now, sometimes it's not good because it's changing and we need to change with this space too. And some people got stuck. And what we started from, what is emotion? Energy in motion, right? Right. So people who are not able to transmit the energy that's coming to them or going through them, this money, no matter how much money they will pay for the courses, how much they will pay for the coaches, only those who will be able to help them to open their blockages. Some of them, let's say, through singing, like you are helping, let's say, it will be through the fifth chakra, let's say, it will go and so on, and then a lot of things open up. That's why I sing karaoke. For example, some of them maybe will start running, doing some sport or doing some other thing. Some of them will start thinking about different things. We'll see different visions in 6th chakra, 7th chakra, or 8th chakra. By the way, we have like open connection to the universal mind and so on. So all this is the key of the future. And basically what I'm trying to say, trying to get into compensation thing, a lot of people just reading the picture. And most of them will exchange the energy. Money is also an exchange of energy. There's a lot of people, and pay a lot of money, by the way, just exchanging the energy with somebody who will just promise them, okay, let me just, sit next to me, it will be okay. But will not offer.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. Yeah, that's one of the things, like the false prophet kind of situation. Yes. Is when a person promises you that result, you're going to get that result with me. Right. With me and only with me because I'm so cool. And that's your ego talking. And whenever a coach, I sniff ego from far, far away, just because I had to overcome the same just the same issue. And when a coach is talking from the ego position, and that's okay if we all do actually, because we all have minds. So sometimes certain coaches start really nicely. When they get success, the ego just blows up. And when you do, you don't really transmit all that energy that much. And so when you think about the ego and I and me comes the first place, not your client, not the transformation that you're bringing to your clients, but look how wonderful I am. That is something, if you're in a spiritual realm or any kind of mindset, I would kind of shy away from that. I always go from genuine that gives you your personal transformation.
You know what the funny part? I'll tell you a little thing, you know. I'm looking right now at a lot of coaches, you know, I'm observing, like kind of looking, and a lot of names are coming to me, a lot of people coming to my vibration, and some of them coming to take a consultation from me. And the person is coming to me, you know, like at my tarot courses that I used to take with amazing individual. It's not because of tarot, because of the woman who is giving it. She's not teaching tarot. She's teaching what we need to teach at school, you know, how to live life, like kind of coaching, let's say this way. Just a second, what I wanted to ask, what I wanted to say, I was talking about, person comes and says specific things. Listen, I am a coach, but they said you're amazing. People coming to me, I heard somebody introduce me, you're amazing. Okay, but I already see behind the scenes, you know, I'm not saying it right away. Like the person is coming, like saying, I want to get more money, for example, right? I say, no, you don't want more money. I see where the problem, I see where the blockage is, and my main job is, even somebody who is coaching somebody else, to bring the person from another angle towards the key. And problem can be, let's say, in the relationship or something. We all say that our problems are from childhood and how we came to the world and so on. By the way, I'll give you a little present right now from my latest course and from those who are going to listen. I don't know all these words in English, but I will show you this sign, what this sign means.
Oh, what is that word in English, by the way?
Infinity.
Write it down. Write down in the comment. What is the thing, the 8 kind of thing? I forgot that word. This
infinity. No, I'm showing
infinity. Yes, infinity. Oh my goodness, the cars.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about, I'm going to talk about 2 cells. The latest course that I took and the guy that I'm talking about, think about this, that this one is the men's, I don't know how to call it, whenever the child are born, you know, the men's cell. This is the woman's cell, okay? Now, when one comes to another, think about this. The men's cell, usually there are many men's cells. Women's, there is only one. So they start to dance. Think about the life, the same thing. Relationship between men and women. Then what happens the next stage? Only one goes inside. And think about this when we are born. Goes inside. Then it's much smaller than the woman's one. Then it starts to grow to the woman's size. So I had so many concepts of life from all this natural way of starting life in the planet Earth from that course. And I can talk more, like there was a beautiful course that I took from the guy, it was in Russian, like I'm still digesting all this information, just what happened in the last week. But the idea is behind this, there are rules and how it works, and there are natural rules. And there are those who are trying to define the rules the way they want. So now we are coming towards the time in the world when a lot of people would like to define the rule for somebody else. And matter of confidence, what Tetiana is offering in her presence. And Tanyusha, this is what I love you the most in you, you know, no matter what, this is what you can bring to this vibration, no matter who is coming to you, like shaking, you will bring. I do a different way. I do it in spreading kind of thing and this and taking care and then combining together. In your case, what who you are, just touching you, like me, like right away, boom. Yeah, I'm straight, you know, like a soldier.
Well, yes, and that's why that's why we need certain coaches, because a lot of coaches would transmit the same information. But think about it. Yes, there's the same information. Like I said, you can Google it, but it's how you as a coach transmit what you're trying to say, and you're going to resonate with a person, for example, your ideal client, with a person who either is living through what you have lived, or you have the ability with your personal energy, a certain energy, not just like, for example, if somebody is a nurturer, I have a nurturing quality. If somebody needs a nurturing, that's wonderful. Sometimes I had a stage in my life when I needed that nurturing. And then I had a stage in my life that I need a kick in the butt. because
Absolutely.
you know, sometimes you just gotta do, and that's that masculine energy that I kind of lacked, because it kind of brings you the balance. So that's why we resonate with a certain person and we don't with another one, even though the words are the same. To me, in the spiritual realm, I do not like the woo-woo juju kind of stuff. Oh, I use that word a lot. I don't like, I like it straightforward. I like things that work. And then when you reach to a certain level of experiencing soul, experiencing source, you don't have words for that. And that's why we have so much fluff describing what you cannot describe. But once you are in that stage, once you experience love like this, once you experience gratitude and appreciation like this, you never want to get out of this. You are always seeking, I want to go back there.
Absolutely.
Really want to go back there.
And this what I mentioned to you the other day, you know, what you are doing right now is so precious. You know, you are doing right now what you are doing in your life, and you're expanding. I'm expanding too. And the sky is the limit, you know. And like the guy that I started talking today about, you know, who is coming to somebody else's house and fixing things and so on, but he likes to run outside because he likes the sky. He likes this exposure. No matter what's happening, the right coach for everybody is going to be the one who allows you, the person who is listening to this conversation, to expand.
I love this. I absolutely love this, and I agree 100%. Yes, think about whenever you are in pain, or somebody in pain, what do? We constrict. We kind of go inside. We don't want to share. We just want to everything go away. So that's the feeling whenever you're in pain, whenever you are diminished somehow, whenever you are experiencing all the negative emotions. And whenever you are experiencing the emotions and feelings that are expanding you, this is what happens. You want to share because your cup is so full. And you just cannot stop this. That's what your right coach is. You just want to share so much because you know what it is like, and you want to expand and help other people expand. Oh, speaking of which, ladies and gents, knock, 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 a little promotion material. But no, seriously, if you feel like you've been playing small and you're not living up to your full potential, and you know, and it happens due to confidence issues, and especially if you're wanting to start something new and you just cannot speak up, you're afraid, that kind of, and like I said, we call it confidence. I really, especially if you're a female, I really would like to speak to you. I'm doing a research in a certain field. It's going to help me a lot. It's going to help you as well, because like I said, we're talking about that. Once you're in a certain energy, a certain coach, even without any kind of tools, you are starting to really expand. So I'm going to drop a link to my Calendly. Just book a conversation with me. I promise it's going to be, number one, fun. Number two, you're going to help me out. And number three, it's just time, never a waste. All right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I totally recommend it, Tetiana. It's you are one of the best that I know, that behind the scenes, you know, like quietly, without, like, for me, the right coach is not the one who puts the name. I am the coach, you know, like I have a good joke about Robin Hood, but you know, like one day I will tell it, you know. But the idea is when somebody saying, like, throwing this arrow and saying I'm this, I'm that, but suddenly killing somebody and saying I'm sorry, you know. And this type of coaches that we might have around. But talking about you don't even say that much that you are a coach, but you are saying more with your vibration who you are. And this is the way to attract. I totally recommend you in everything that you do. In my opinion, like every person that comes in contact with you, he takes something from that communication, something big. Like me personally, I can tell you from the first interaction that we had, like literally, and every time, like now I will be energized for a week for sure, at least, you know, just from our conversation, you know. And
yeah,
this is.
Thank you so much, Yaroslav. In my life, what has been happening, and more since I've had this enhanced intuition, you come in contact with somebody. Even before you come in contact with somebody, you just know something very interesting is about to happen. And it was one of the things when I first met you on one of the courses, and I just, you know, sometimes you just have that interest, but in my case, I know, okay, there's going to be a story behind it. You never know what that story is, but there's just always something. And I just cannot wait how it unfolds, because those people, coaches or not coaches, or the random, we've got to say random people that you meet and you come into resonance with them, I'm guarantee you this, you're gonna either see them again, or they're gonna help you out, or you are the one who's gonna help them out on their way. Because it's never, we're in a, like, you know, you guys, if you feel like you're all alone in this world, it's a very yucky feeling. I totally understand how you feel, but it's also totally not true. Whenever you expand to a level where you see that we are all one, that's when you see that connection. And that's when I see, when I meet certain people. And that, to me, coaching or choosing a right coach is not no-brainer anymore, because I see, okay, this here is going to be gold nuggets. I don't know what's that's going to be, but that's going to be something great. So yeah, thank you for your kind words.
I might finish, you know, with something. We need to be coming to an hour. And maybe, first of all, I would like to thank you, Tetiana. I would like to thank everybody. And I want to finish with one example. One of my teachers once told me that her goal was that everybody who came to her, everybody who she studied with will come to her consultation for her to consult them. And she achieved that goal. You know, to everybody, I would like to wish the same thing, you know, that people who you are studying with, that you will be able to teach them something, to give them in exchange not only money, but maybe for these people also to come to you and to get your consultation too, for you to reach your level. Never stop. Sky is the limit. You can always, I always tell to my kids, you're much smarter than me. No matter what you'll tell me, no matter what your age is, you came after me, you're smarter than me. And everybody who is coming in interaction with me, like in consultation, yeah, like, you know, pono, like Dr. Igudala Hulin used to say, you know, people who come to your vibration, they pay you, but in the end of the day, you clear yourself. And I do know that I clear myself with everything that they come to me, because it's emotion, it's energy in motion. And this is very, very important to continue and to allow this motion to continue.
Oh, that's beautiful words. Wonderful. And one thing that I wanted to point out, since we're finishing our conversation, is yes, never stop. And you know that proverbial dream big? I really never understood what that truly meant, dream big, until I started working deeply working with mindset. And I cannot tell you enough how important this is, to dream big, to write down your dreams, to allow yourself to be more, to dream more, so that, because that's how you open those avenues to even start your journey. Whenever you think small, when you're thinking that you're not deserving it and not even allowing yourself to dream, which that was totally me, by the way, some time ago, then you're not achieving anything. And I do not like the word achievement. I like the word alignment. We had that conversation prior to that. But at the same time, dreaming big, dreaming that brings up all that excitement about life. Because you know what? Here on this planet, yeah, it's not an easy ride. No. But whenever you're out of your body experience, oh, you would want to come back, because this is an exciting game. As soon as you crack the code that you actually can create your life the way you want it, and you start to really enjoy it, even the hardship of life, you start seeing the things in the world, we are witnessing right now. And you know, I come from Ukraine, so it kind of hits hard. But at the same time, you start seeing things differently, and from much bigger perspective, and that perspective is divine.
Absolutely. Tatiana, every time I interact with you, it's like a little magic, you know? Like I feel like I'm in another, like I'm in another planet, or like, you know, like we used to watch when we were younger, you know, this movie, like in former Soviet Union, like it used to be only specific defined time when there was specific movie, and it was like, this was not like right now when so much is available.
That's right.
And every time that I'm with you, it's like a fairy tale story, you know, like.
Let me sprinkle some fairy dust here. Hang on. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. It has been wonderful. Please reach out if you have any questions. That research that I'm doing is completely free. There's no fee for that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a wonderful conversation. Looking forward to speaking to you, and in any way that I can help you, be bigger, be bolder, be more connected and more centered. And the same with Yaroslav. He's doing a wonderful job. Whether you're a coach or somebody who's starting out, don't shy away, because it might be your chance to really start, make that first step. It's going to be one of many, but that's that first step.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can write me in the you can see my website, either from my website or a private message through Instagram or Telegram. Like, I have all the information available, so we can have 15 minutes conversation and to see if I can help you, if I'm the one in whose vibration you will feel a possibility to transition to your next step, if I can answer the question. And then
Fantastic.
we can define either plan, whatever will work either for both of us. And it can be the one conversation, it can be maybe a set of meetings, a set of consultations that we can have together. We can talk about this. Thank you very much, Tetiana. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Thank you, Yaroslav. It was my pleasure. And as always, you know, it was coming and we did it. That's
me, like, yeah, like,
right.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know how this thing works. I think
I will just
it's good.
the recording will be. Yeah, it's definitely, and the recording will be available. So thank you very much.
Wonderful. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.